So let's make it clear that what they are actually fighting about is Sean Hannity is claiming, like many conservatives are claiming, that the sequester, which went into effect on Friday, if you don't remember, it's automatic spending cuts that are taking place as we speak. The details of which is automatic spending cuts, $85 billion during the current fiscal year alone, which ends September 30th. That means that we're talking about over the next 7 months, $85 billion in reductions, half from the defense side of the budget and half from the non-defense side. Yet, so Sean Hannity is saying, he's towing the conservative line, saying, look, this is not going to affect America. It's not going to be a big deal. And then on the other hand, we had Keith Ellison saying, are you kidding me? You're yellow journalism. You're not giving us the truth. You're misleading the American people. So it was very interesting, huh?
Oh, it was great. It was in the CBO, the Nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office, the director estimated in testimony to Congress last month that the sequester will cost us 750,000 jobs by the end of the year.
So let's break this down. My spouse and I were actually at having breakfast after church this morning, and a woman who actually works for the Department of Defense came over to us, and she was talking to him, and she said, look, we've just been notified that we're going to go on furlough. We're going to have to take a day off every other week, I think it was, mandatory, and it amounted to $800 a month. She's a single mom. With 2 children, one in college, and she made it clear that she's really helping. She couldn't qualify for enough financial aid, so she's really helping out in an 11-year-old son. And so she was saying, this is going to hurt us tremendously. That's real money out of their pockets. Yet we have conservatives saying that this is not real. Can you share with us some of the numbers of the expected impact?
Yeah, so they're going to close 46% of the 514 air traffic control towers that the FAA has set up. Most of those are going to be smaller ones in rural areas and stuff like that, where there is still a lot of air traffic. 373,000 people who are mentally ill will not be able to receive care they need. 70,000 kids are off Head Start immediately. 12,000 scientists at universities and other academic places across the country lose their funding immediately. So we're just going to slow to a halt any kind of progress we made in digging ourselves out of the recession.
So Meals on Wheels for seniors.
Oh, yeah. Meals on Wheels for seniors, I want to say it's a huge number.
It's a huge cut. I mean, that seniors will be losing access to meals. Seniors who are homebound will be losing access to meals. Head Start has significant budget cuts. I mean, even certainly K through 12 education has significant budget cuts. So, and folks have been focused on immigration and border security, and what does it do for that?
Oh, it decimates that. So we're seeing a $500 million cut off the bat from Customs and Border Protection, $17 million cut from the modernization program for that, and a $20 million cut on the fencing, infrastructure, security stuff they do, especially down south. And the other big thing that I found kind of amazing almost was that right after we had Superstorm Sandy and we're still recovering from that and all these other stuff, they're cutting $928 million out of FEMA's disaster relief budget.
Wow. So we're already unable to respond to our emergencies. Katrina, Hurricane Sandy, we've seen how slow our response is, and how we have been unable to get back on our feet as a nation in terms of responding to our natural disasters. And you're saying they're going to cut it even further to the bone.
Yes.
Now, what's been interesting about this is that this week, the president said in a speech on Friday that the janitors in the U.S. Capitol would be furloughed. And then the architect of the Capitol released a statement saying, don't listen to high-ranking officials because, that is not in the offing. So, I mean, I think that there's a lot of confusion about what's going to happen, correct?
It's a huge, bill basically that makes all these cuts, and to wade through it all is a lot of work that I don't think many people on Capitol Hill are doing, and they're especially not doing it in a way where they think about you can find a lot of numbers on this that are broken down, but you don't see as many figures of actual people who are going to lose things. So instead of, they do this with Social Security and Medicare all the time, they don't think about recipients of Social Security and Medicare. They just think about the line item on the budget and think about it in the abstract and not in a human way.